Lovely good evening and welcome to the main news on Muvi TV. A quick look at the headlines. UPND's only opposition is load shedding, Liswaniso elections. Simue praises Hichilema's artisanal mining programs and reforms. Government reiterates commitment to girls' menstrual health. 7 countries compete in National Chess Inaugural in Lusaka. With the detail, my name is Kondwelani Jose. United Party for National Development, UPND's Gilbert Liswaniso, has urged party youths on the Copper Belt to remain calm and focused as the party strengthens its structures. Speaking in Luansha and Mufulira, Liswaniso dismissed the opposition Patriotic Front as a dead party that shouldn't be given unnecessary attention. Liswaniso stated that the PF lost power because it prioritized insults over addressing Zambians' needs. He says the UPND's main challenge is load shedding, which the government is working to resolve.
Opposition niyo kufa nibweza hapo osausha chintu cheme chili gone PF niyo kufa olabana ka group kawe kuja basiyeni opposition tili now ni load shedding munibesa PF inasila osaiusha because I can musonka katika meeting mwanyamu kama youth. Don't do that. Concentrate on what we are discussing here. Zambia osaletandeo. Zambia, they don't want violence. They don't want Kadarism. And the more you push those, you're making them powerful. Because UPN, you are powerful because PF made you to be powerful. Nina makapena. Lekani vantu bakambe bakambati akanja alepera nderani pesa alepera chana. Don't beat them because under PF vantu wenzo vamenya kamba pali PF imwe simumenya muntu imwe. Zambia ngoma ilile
UPND Media Director Simue has stated that President Hakainde Hichilema's approach to formalizing artisanal mining in Zambia aims to ensure sustainable mining practices benefiting current and future generations. Speaking during a press briefing on Friday in Lusaka, Mr. Simue emphasized that this involves systematic job mapping to determine mineral reserves and promote responsible mining. He disclosed that the president's diplomatic efforts have attracted international attention with recent visits from high-profile leaders including the Premier Li from China, President Donald Trump's son, and the President of Israel, adding that these visits highlight Zambia's growing global partnerships. Mr. Simue disclosed that the president emphasizes the need for reliable energy to support development projects including the Tazara revitalization, stating that Zambia is exploring renewable energy options to address power supply challenges.
Graduation ceremony, not tomorrow or the other day, in Northwestern Province, for artisanal miners. Because the approach of your president is that we cannot continue over 60 years of independence to subject our own people to illegal mining in their own country. We can formalize, but it must be done systematically while conducting this job mapping so that we know how much minerals we have and that we can now mine sustainably for this generation and for the future. Because we do not have the record before you realize, because these minerals are diminishing resources, so they must be mined sustainably. So he's aware of that. It is unthinkable to even find in a week, you find there's a one who holds a position like that of a vice president from China landing in Zambia. Donald Trump also sends a child here. You have within the same week the president of Israel. What is he doing here? Before the war in Israel, President HH with his counterpart signed a number of activities under climate change, agricultural technology, among other interest areas, so that we can finish up what was started. He started as an individual to talk about Tazara. People thought it were a joke, and people were skeptical as to whether China was going to accept to rehabilitate Tazara because of how much money was owed, because 30% of the external debt has been owed to China. So it's common sense that if you owe someone a lot of money, you don't expect the person that you are owing to go back and say, can you help me with this? But using his skills that he acquired in education, he was able to persuade President Xi Jinping on 2 trips, for which we have no control as a country. Had we not been hit by that natural disaster, Zambia could have remained a net exporter of electricity. Now, it is a situation where it is about competing interests between so many manufacturing companies that are being commissioned in Zambia, manufacturing things. You saw glucose, starch, manufacturing plants in that particular area in Lusaka South, the mining sector, which was on its knees, completely on its knees. Over 15,000 workers losing their jobs has been revamped. You go to the copper belt, many of you that are having time to go to the copper belt, you see truck and trailers moving from Lusaka along that road. You would think.
Kapiri Mposhi Member of Parliament, Engineer Aaron Mwanza, has welcomed the revitalization of the Tanzania-Zambia Railways Authority Tazara project. In an exclusive interview with Muvi TV, Engineer Mwanza says the move will boost import and export activities between Zambia and Tanzania, linking the port of Dar es Salaam to Kapiri Mposhi. He says the 1,800-kilometer project will stimulate and harmonize business opportunities between Zambia and Tanzania and enhance trade through the East Africa and Southern Africa business corridor. The MP congratulated both governments for reaching agreements on the project, expressing optimism about its potential to drive economic growth in the region. Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops, ZCCB, has condemned political violence in Kabwe and calls for peace in the country ahead of the 2026 elections. The Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops expresses deep concern over the violent incident that occurred in Kabwe on 19 November 2025, in which the Patriotic Front PF acting President Given Lubinda was brutally attacked and allegedly abducted by individuals believed to be UPND cadres while addressing PF members. This followed, the stoning of the Republican president in Chingola hardly a week ago, and attacks on the PF secretariat by suspected UPND cadres on 15th November 2025. The church mother body says such acts of violence have no place in a democratic nation like Zambia and must be denounced by all peace-loving citizens. ZCCB says every citizen, regardless of their political affiliation, has the right to go anywhere in the country without fear of being attacked. ZCCB, however, commends the Zambia Police Service for their swift action in rescuing Lubinda from further harm. Their timely intervention helped prevent what could have been an even more tragic outcome. As we draw closer to the 2026 general elections, ZCCB calls on the police service to intensify efforts to maintain peace, law, and order. The rise in politically motivated confrontations, such as the attack on the president in Chingola, on the PF secretariat, and on Given Lubinda, even before the official campaign period, is deeply worrying and threatens the stability of our nation. ZCCB says it is particularly concerned with the escalation of violent behavior, some of it invited through social media as the nation approached the election. Let it be clearly stated that Retaliation to violence must never be an option, and political violence must not be tolerated under any circumstances. Zambia has built its identity on peace, and this foundation must not be eroded by partisan hostility. Government says it's working tirelessly to increase investment in sanitation to narrow the access gap with water. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, Engineer Romas Kamanga, says access to basic sanitation currently stands at 37.5% compared to 73.4% of water. Speaking at a wash night event in Lusaka, Kamanga emphasized that sanitation is a fundamental human right, a cornerstone of public health, and a pillar of human dignity. Kamanga highlighted challenges like climate change, urbanization, and infrastructure limitations, but assured that the ministry is committed to strengthening policy frameworks and investing in sustainable infrastructure. The event was organized by the Zambia NGO Wash Forum to commemorate World Toilet Day under the theme Sanitation in a Changing World.
I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the NGO Wash Forum for organizing this event, this very important event. Your commitment to convening diverse stakeholders and fostering dialogue is commendable. This evening's gathering exemplifies the power of collaboration in advancing our shared goals. As government, we acknowledge these persistent challenges and recognize the urgent need to accelerate progress due to low investment in sanitation. I think this was emphasized that maybe most of the investment is going into water supply and a certain expense of sanitation. I think this is well noted, and efforts are being made to see how sanitation can catch up with the water supply.
We acknowledge the government's efforts in responding to public health emergencies and strengthening sector coordination. At the same time, we recognize that the wash sector remains critically underfunded. With only around 1% of the national budget allocated in 2026. And 87% of financing is reliant mostly on external donors that supplement the efforts of government. We respectfully urge the government to elevate water, sanitation, and hygiene as a national priority.
Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima says the new Dawn administration takes the matter of menstruation for the girl child seriously. He says since coming in power, the new Dawn has been putting up measures to ensure that the rural and urban girls have access to free sanitation pads to keep them in school during their menstrual cycles. Speaking when he received assorted books-bound sanitary pads from Sanlam Insurance in Lusaka Friday morning. Mr. Siakalima says his ministry remains committed to ensuring that no girl child misses class because of not having sanitary pads. Meanwhile, Sanlam Chief Executive Officer Maunga Kwenda says education remains key and collaborative efforts are vital in helping the underprivileged in society to meet their basic needs such as books and sanitary pads. The duo was speaking in Lusaka during a donation of assorted books and sanitary pads for Senanga School in Western Province.
We also provide sanitary towels as government. And I can tell you what we have put here in Senanga will not be involved. We will take these other things, like sanitary towels, to another district. because we require so many of them. But let me tell you the magic one about these Santa towns. Before they were introduced and before they were scaled up, a girl child used to be absent in a month 7 days throughout the year. And so these things are important. Many people try just to say, so what is that? Why is the school behaving like that? Why is the means behaving like that? We have now lesser absenteeism in class. And this is why, if you have checked using CDF, we are now trying, where we build a school, we also build toilets which are waterable.
No child should fail to go to school because they don't have books. No child should fail to go to school because they do not have the sanitary pads that are necessary. We also acknowledge the good works that government has done in indeed providing this service, and we feel in a small way we can help to alleviate some of the challenges that come with being in some of the areas where there are people who are more vulnerable, and we've identified Senanga as the place where to be. Honorable Minister, we've made this donation here, but at our cost, we'll ensure that these are also delivered right there. We really value the efforts that are being done. Each one of us standing here is actually also in some way a product of this free education. And we really appreciate the efforts that were done in the past, but appreciate more the efforts that are being done now. Because once we have, as we have in this case, 2.3 million children back in school, this is something quite commendable, and we thought in a small way, let's start. Next year again, towards the beginning, we identify another area, do the same, and continue to really supplement the efforts, but also calling upon others to also take heed and do this as well, because Zambia can only come out of the challenges and the problems it has by efforts done by our.
The government has announced a significant reduction in fertilizer prices, with a 50-kilogram bag now costing about 750 kwacha, down from approximately 1,050 kwacha. Vice President Mtalena Lumango attributes this move to the government's targeted policies aimed at supporting farmers. Speaking in the National Assembly, Mrs. Nalumango was responding to concerns raised by Lubansenshi MP Kabwe Chewe, who sought clarification on measures being taken to make fertilizer more affordable. The Vice President highlighted initiatives such as the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility, which provides loans to farmers looking to expand or strengthen their operations. The government says it's committed to ensuring vulnerable but viable farmers outside the Farmers Input Support Program also have access to essential inputs. Smallholder farmers in Chipata are calling on PF presidential hopeful Makebi Zulu to champion their cause and help address the economic challenges affecting their livelihoods. The farmers feel neglected by the government despite the contributions to national food security, producing key crops like maize, tobacco, and soybeans. Delayed payments from the Food Reserve Agency, insufficient farming inputs, and unreliable power supply are among the issues affecting farmers and small-scale entrepreneurs in the area. Farmers under the Farmer Input Support Program receive inadequate inputs, forcing them to share fertilizer and seeds, leading to reduced yields. Business owners are also struggling due to frequent power outages crippling their income-generating activities.
Fertilizer mutitandiza bwanji ndalama yavuta tiliye utute kumunda kaitengo nyulie na mbeya utu kashanga titandizeni na sogole itavutika paka nthawi fertilizer utupeze wa makapu na mbali ambao ungalima wa mundu tete muona nthawi yatezo kuti nthawi zino sabeni bati sambeni mnandi mbeya usambeni mnandi koma lomba yapa vuto lomba vuto njala yusida lini kaba ulima lini lomba zaka 5 zatasebenza hizi lomba tikakonje yanganena ndo ulitilime ndito paseko mbeu kuno tukakulandile mukawere momasuka tiza kulandileni kuchipata kwesen province. Mungawere mamasuka titika kulandende pavuli pano. Onani kwa masuka mvula mbuya tipasi. Mbeu tili. Fatareza nuoka. Nomba mtisungeti yani banja. Ipae bana na njala.
Amana kambi zuru tikusakira tikufurani kuno tikula kalakani mavuta ya churuka. Malaiti kulibe. Eti uja kuti malaiti nikakalapo ne malaiti yakabwera koma rodisha dinkuyo ipitira. Mvula idabwera koma rodisha dinkuyo ipitira. Fertilizer mutuma bucket. Koti tilimira bucket. Nakororerwa mutuma saka. Tipe pako koma mtiganizire konkaria fertilizer. Mutiganizire kona mayuti nchito sistova. Mapepa tiunjika mumanyumba. Koti tipuzirira mumanyumba unjika kapena tipuzirira kuti mukatira yesheko nchito. Bongosa nkana kupiye kuwe akaindro kongotola na mwa kuziviranira. Tindambeni koni rasa ndisevana mama siye ndisevana vanu voti stisanga tipere kari yese. Akapizuru tikusakirani kuti kuno kuchipata. Muza were mutichitandisi. Tipavuli panu voti tatorera mweo. Ali titikuti akapizuru tatorera mweo mavota zikata. Ngatisi muti wanako nishimwatitala. Koma seti dalira mweo. Ayuthi tasauka zimai tasauka. Ochitosanga kuti abasanga torera ayuthi. Abatore na nkaraba koti voti isanga pa nkaraba isanga pa youth. Azimai oye.
Oye.
Pasogoro.
Oye.
Ayuthi pavuyo.
Oye.
Kapapa atazimuti ndani zileko bana.
"18-year-old boy Alfonso Mwewa, the key suspect in the murder of Sergeant Frank Piri, has appeared in the Nchelenge Magistrate Court facing multiple serious charges. In another account, the suspect is accused of aiding a suspect escape from police custody. However, his case has been adjourned to 2nd December 2025 as the courts await instructions from the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP. Zanis has more.
Alfonso Mwewa, the prime suspect in the murder of Sergeant Frank Piri, appeared before resident Magistrate Lux on bail for mention on 3 counts: murder, aggravated robbery, and aiding the escape of 14 suspects from police custody. In the first count, Mwewa is accused of murdering Sergeant Frank Piri on 25th October 2025. The second count alleges that he aided the escape of 14 inmates from Chelenge police station on the same day. In the third count, he is charged with stealing a motorbike valued at 30,000 kwacha while armed with an offensive weapon. The motorbike is said to belong to John Kapulula. Magistrate Mbewe has adjourned the matter to 2nd December 2025 as the court awaits instructions from the Director of Public Prosecutions. Meanwhile, in a separate case, Mwewa has been placed on his defense in a charge of motor vehicle theft after the court found that he has a case to answer. The matter has been adjourned to 21st November 2025 for defense. Mwewa remains in custody as matters continue. Yvonne Nombo, Chelenge District.
4 teachers and 1 male community member at Katena Primary School in Milenge district of Luapula province have survived a lightning strike which left 2 of the victims unconscious. Milenge District Health Director Mwila Katongo confirmed that all the victims, including those who were initially unconscious, are currently in stable condition. More from Zanis.
A routine afternoon search for mobile network under a tree at Katena Primary School turned tragic when a sudden bolt of lightning struck 4 teachers and a male community member who was riding his motorbike within the same radius shortly after dark clouds gathered over the area. The deputy head teacher and the community member were found unconscious and rushed to Milenge District Hospital.
We were under the tree searching for internet. We're doing online banking with my fellow teachers. So I just saw a lightning. That's what I can remember, a lightning. Then from there, I could just see my fellow teachers. Instead of them standing up, they were down, shivering. Then I wanted to rescue one of them. Then I had to stand up. That's how I fell down. From there, I cannot explain what happened and how I came to the hospital.
Meanwhile, Milenge District education officials and community members have expressed shock over the incident.
We've encouraged our teachers that this is just a natural thing. They shouldn't live in fear and think that probably it is something to do with that can scare their life. Some of these things, they are natural. Lightning is natural, but one good thing is that we have not lost a life, and everyone is so far in good health, in good condition.
Milenge District Health Director Mwila Katongo says all the victims are now in stable condition and receiving care.
Out of the 5 victims, 5 patients rather, 2 of them were critically ill. 1 was unconscious, while the other 3 were fairly stable. The teams managed to resuscitate and stabilize all 5 patients. As of today, the patient who was unconscious is much better and receiving adequate treatment. The teams on the ground did quite a wonderful job of the resuscitation, while the other 4 are being observed. We hope that in the next day or 2, we should be able to discharge.
We take a break and we'll be back with sports.
This November 22nd, something powerful is happening at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. It's the Entrepreneurs Exhibition and Marketplace hosted by the Women of Go Center Ministries. Come display, sell your products and services, connect with customers, church members, and fellow business women. Be inspired by real success stories from women just like you and grow together in faith and enterprise. Limited stalls available. Register now. Saturday, November 22nd, 2025 from 9 hours to 14 hours at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. Call 0975 361740, 0974 638108 or email dorinchaba@gmail.com. Don't miss it.
Hi.
Hi, baby
Hi,
girl.
Mom. Hi, Dad. Mwah, mwah.
Young lady, where are you coming from?
Did Grandma call you?
Is that why you are late?
Yes. I escorted Grandma to replace her voter's card.
Don't lie. You just want to see your boyfriend.
You, Richard, behave.
But I thought the registration has closed.
No. Actually, they have extended and they're offering new registrations, replacement of lost, destroyed, or defaced voters' cards. So all those that have not yet registered can still go and register.
Okay, darling.
Can't shout over Namtale to go and register because she didn't.
Yes, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has extended the voter registration for 15 days. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. The following services will be provided: new registrations, replacements of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors, and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open daily from 08 to 17 hours including weekends. Note that the 15 days of voter registration exercise will have 3 phases. The first 2 phases will last 4 days each, while the final phase will last 5 days. To find open registration centers, check on the Commission's website. Follow the link ovr.elections.org.zm/deployment-plan or dial short code *214# on mobile phones or visit any district registration centers or civic centers across the country. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
In sports, the Conquerors Trident is set to face off against Ron United in a highly anticipated match in Week 15 of the National League. Head coach Manchi Janza shares his thoughts on this crucial upcoming encounter. Janza states that his team is focused on securing maximum points. Ron United FC currently occupies second place with 29 points, while the Conquerors are third with 27 points.
Thank you very much. I think we are playing a team that is, as you have said, in good form, but it's football. The game is played in 90 minutes, and the team that plays the best football carries the day. So for us, I don't think we'll consider too much on who we are facing, but what we are just focusing on is carrying maximum points. I think we are going with a lot of conscience, knowing that we are not playing a small team. It's a team which is in a good form, and we just have to focus and know what we are doing at the end of the day. Of course, it won't be an easy game, an easy encounter, but we look forward for it. I think the mood is excellent. The morale in camp is high. The guys are ready for the game, for the encounter. I think even looking at the way these guys have prepared, it's a self-motivating game for them, because they know Ron United, they've been like on top. They've been operating from first and second slot on the log. So it won't be an easy push, but for them to be the best, you have to be the best. So it's a good encounter, of which even us as coaches, we are looking forward for it. As at now, we don't have any changes. We are going. We don't have any. I can confirm that we don't have any changes. We don't have any serious injuries. The team is intact, and we are moving forward.
As the news ends, a relook at the headlines. UPND's only opposition is load shedding, Liswaneso. Zambia Catholic bishops condemn Kabwe violence, call for peace ahead of the 2026 elections. Simue praises Hichilema's artisanal mining reforms. Government reiterates commitment to girls' menstrual health. And in sports, 7 countries compete in National Chess Inaugural in Lusaka. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Kondwelani. Stay blessed.
Registration continues. The Electoral Commission of Zambia has extended the voter registration exercise for 15 days from Wednesday the 12th of November 2025 to Wednesday the 26th of November 2025. This is to capture as many eligible voters as possible. If you are 18 years and above, or if you will be 18 years on or before the 30th of April 2026, as Zambian citizen and in possession of the Green National Registration Card NRC, you qualify to register. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. The following services will be provided: new registration, replacements of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors, and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open daily from 8 hours to 17 hours, including weekends. Note that the 15 days of voter registration exercise will have 3 phases. The first 2 phases will last 4 days each, while the final phase will last 5 days. To find open registration centers, voters. Check on the Commission's website. Follow the link ovr.elections.org.zm/deployment-plan or dial short code *214# on mobile phones or visit any district registration centers or civic centers across the country. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
This November 22nd, something powerful is happening at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. It's the Entrepreneurs Exhibition and Marketplace hosted by the Women of Go Center Ministries. Come display, sell your products and services, connect with customers, church members, and fellow business women. Be inspired by real success stories from women just like you and grow together in faith and enterprise. Limited stalls available. Register now. Saturday, November 22nd, 2025 from 9 hours to 14 hours at Gospel Outreach Fellowship. Call 0975 361740, 0974 638108 or email dorinchaba@gmail.com. Don't miss it. Mubuyu Christian Academy is a girls-only boarding school located near Sandy Beach in Siavonga. Mubuyu Christian Academy is now enrolling for Form 1 and Grade 10 pupils. So all girls who have just completed their Grade 7 and Grade 9 exams must take this opportunity to receive high-performance Christian-based holistic education. Help your girl child reach their full potential. Call 0976 386184. When you think girl child education, think Mubuyu Christian Academy. Mubuyu Christian Academy. Excellence through Christian education. Scan the QR code to